Well, hello Glue Troopers and welcome back to the TARDIS. Back for one whole day. I'll be home all day tomorrow and then gone for 4 days. But after that, I have a week off. Actually, maybe a little more. So perhaps we'll get a chance to squeeze in a live stream somewhere along the way. And I really hope to get this Jolly Roger done. By the way, somebody asked me if that was the old Lindbergh kit, and I wasn't sure, and it is. The Jolly Roger, which of course was, I believe, a French frigate kit before that. They just kind of renamed it, but it is the old Lindbergh kit. And you know, and of course it's put out by Round 2. I got to give them credit. This model is extremely well detailed. Now, I actually know a little bit about the old square-rigged ships because when the movie Pirates of the Caribbean came out, I was interested in, like a lot of people, anything, you know, piratey, mate. So I even took fencing 1, 2, and 3, and you want a mental image to go to sleep to tonight. Imagine me bouncing around on my toes. And so I also learned about the ships just from online. I learned the difference between a bark and a barkentine, and a brig and a brigantine, and a sloop and a lugger. And you know, maybe we'll talk about that. Do a little the old ship stuff when we get around to the next live stream. Now this is what they call a fully rigged ship, which means it has 3 masts, all of them with the square yards, what we lubbers would call sails. The real salts, called the old salts, call yards. That's why the Crojack and everything that's a yard arm that they hang from. And maybe we'll talk about the old terminology a little bit because it's really confusing to someone who's not initiated. But everything had to have a name, and everything got a name, and some of the names we use for other things. But I was just really impressed with the amount of detail. I don't know how they researched it, if one of these ships still exists. And by the way, you had to have 3 masts to be classified in the old days as a ship. Even though they would call, you know, any large vessel in the ocean a ship, back then a ship was 3 mast, fully rigged. And that's why everything else had a name. Like if you had 2 masts, you were, and they were square rigged, you were a brig. If you had 2 masts and one was a square rigger and the aft mast is what they call a gaff rig, then it was a brigantine. And if you had, I'm sorry, we'll cover that at the live stream if I don't forget. So anyway, it is a Lindbergh kit, and I'm really impressed with the detail on it. You really can make a nice looking model with this. It's, oh my gosh. I had it on the stand backwards. I thought the one piece went up front, the one piece goes in the rear, and that explains, well, that explains, hold on. Oh yeah, that explains a lot. So, I came home and this trip went way better than the last one. Actually got in 20 minutes early, and I found a box from Barry in Fort Lauderdale. Thank you, Barry. So I have opened the box. I have not looked in it, and well, here is a note. Max, open me first. Okay. I may edit this part out if it runs too long or something. Okay. Oh, okay. Plastic Dreams 1/25th scale floor mats mud flaps. That is cool. I have to take a picture of these to show you. All right. Thank you, Barry. Let's see. Max, hope this finds you and your family well after the holiday season. It does, and thank you. This is for all the fun and information you bring to the modeling community. Oh, shucks. I have included a set of color-coordinated floor mats for the Mustang. I got a great deal on them price-wise, but as you can see, they failed to list the dimensions. Maybe next time I should read the fine print. Oh, we all got caught by that one. So, to make up for the difference, I've included a 2010 Mustang convertible, LOL. I know it's not the right year, but it's the closest I could find. Keep up the great and fun work. Safe travels and model on. Barry from Fort Lauderdale. Well, thank you, Barry. Oh, that's beautiful. The Revell Snap Type 2010 Ford Mustang convertible. I actually saw one of these at Hobby Lobby and came close to buying it. Thank you, Barry. This is going to be perfect. And of course, I'll paint it red, but that's awesome. Thank you. And this has to go on along with, you know what, I'm going to put these mud flaps in here with it, like that. And this is going right here on the short build list. I think it's okay to announce that two of the models on the short build list, the two Lambos, the Yota and the Miura 124 scale, and I actually, you guys saw kind of quickly sort of put together the Miura and had it going back and forth with the remote. I've decided to send those to John over at Scale Car Garage up in Canada so that he can really, this is his thing. He'll do a much better job with them than I can. He can hopefully turn them into slots and race them against each other. That's not a firm commitment. I've talked to him about it, but I hadn't actually worked, so I'm kind of telling you before I tell him, and I should probably have done that first, but oh well. I'm sure he'll forgive me. Oh, by the way, speaking of Canada, I saw Slapshot. Orange Tabby sent me the DVD, and oh my God, I laughed. And I actually learned a little bit about hockey, and man, I thought, yeah, what's his name, over on Letterkenny, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name now, not Rousey, somebody is already typing the name I'm forgetting, but man, I thought he could chirp. I mean, they weren't they weren't chirping and Slapshot, they were pecking the hide off of each other with those comments. Anyway, most of you guys have probably seen the movie in 1977, Paul Newman and Strother Martin, and it lived up, it actually, everybody's saying it was funny, so I had kind of high expectations, and sure enough, it really did live up to its reputation. It was hilarious. I think about 6 minutes in with the whole fashion show thing. That's why I'm gonna, well, you guys know the scene when you hear the women scream. I just, oh my God, I was, you know, if somebody hasn't seen that movie and sees this part of this video and just that part, you hear the women scream, I just, oh my God, I was, they're gonna have a big misunderstanding. Well, maybe. I also want to thank John the Sanwa guy. He's been sending me some pictures from, he's got a good collection of the Faller models. I'm still working on that, but since he has some that are built and still in kits, that'll help me with the video. So I want to thank him. I want to give a big shout out to Noel for this new Glue Trooper road build artwork that he sent me, which I will in the future be using on the road builds. My wife made a few minor changes to it, including putting his name on it to give him a credit if you look on the front tire. This is just beautiful artwork. I love this. Keep this up, Noel. I'm going to start sending in requests, but because I could use a little Glue Trooper in the running mode, and I could use another one holding the glue up like that with a little scope on it. So anyway, guys, you know, on the drive home today, it's a couple hours for me to drive from Orlando back to Jacksonville, and I was playing the soundtrack to Galaxy Quest, just thinking about the channel and all the wonderful people that have made it worth doing. And there is just really some insane talent floating around there, not only in the model world, but the knowledge base and the, because it's like, what do they call it, crowdsourcing. The knowledge base and the crowdsourcing, everybody's got something to add. You just learn. I thought I knew a lot about models before this thing started rolling, and it has been incredibly expansive. It's corrected a lot of misconceptions, but one of the main things it's done is expand my personal knowledge of models. I had never built a Gundam before I started this channel. I rarely built any cars, and now I've learned so much about them. I've never built a sailing ship except for that little dinky pyro kit when I was a kid that came with all the plastic rigging. That was a glue bomb and a half. And there's just so much great information that we share with each other. And a thought I had, well, one was a really stupid idea, and that was, well, most of my ideas usually are, but it's still fun to think about. Well, since I'm down here in Florida, but maybe we should invest in opening a very small theme park called Model Land, where you can like drive the press and get an injector, and you can inject your own model and everything. Of course, that would require me to have some molds, but just something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I think Andy's got the right idea with Andy's Hobby Headquarters. Just make a little model museum. I still have the models over here in a box right here under the table that I'm going to send to him, but that I think are fairly significant models that would add to his collection. But he's got so many cars that I'm really kind of leery about sending any, because he has a magnificent collection, especially since he came into that big estate sale. But I do have one car up here, and it's the motorized Revell Ranchero. And if he doesn't have one of those, I was going to build it, and I was like, you know, that's really an old original kit. Maybe it should be sent to the museum. I think it's pretty rare, so you guys give me some feedback what you think about that. One other tidbit, and then I'll let you go for the night. Yeah, the ZL Nova did make it back fine. I also found out I made a mistake on my video. I said it was Gundam. Apparently, these are some kind of competitor for Gundam. It's another series. I don't think they're actually Gundams in and of their own right. I guess it would be Mecha, or I guess you call it Mecha. Some people say Mecha, but I think it's Mecha, right? Again, leave in the comments. But the thing that I really like the kit, but apparently I'm guessing that what they wanted was, because they're all Bandai, but I'm thinking maybe Bandai can make these without paying any rights to anybody. Maybe that's why or maybe they just wanted to expand the series and they'd made everything the Gundam had to offer. Well, I don't know. Tell me what you know. And one last thing, the BR-41 locomotive, I decided not to take it as a road build. Actually, a couple of glue troopers had warned me about that kit. They built some of the railroads, said that they're nice kits, but they're a lot of really tiny parts and everything are not going to take being shipped very well. You think of a train as a linear object you can pack up easily, but apparently there's a lot of little stuff to break off. It's just not the kind of kit that's going to travel well. So it's not going to be a road build. And when I took a closer look at the kit, and really, that could come apart real easily. So I'll pick something else. But like I said, this next 4-day I'm going on, day after tomorrow, I'm really not going to have any time to build. I do want to try and finish the ship up when I get back from that, because I'll have a week off. And I want to put out some video content, build some models, and make sure I get all the honeydews done. So that's where we're at with that, and I think I covered all the bases. Again, a big thanks to Barry for the Mustang, to Noel for the artwork, to John for the images for Fowler kits, and to everyone else just for being great.
You are great. I am great.
And guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope 22 is starting off better for you than 21 did. So again, do a live stream when we can get around to it. Guys, take care of yourselves. And as always, model on. All right, what did I forget? My God, I'm beautiful.